That's fake news. Trolling is 100% welcome. As a matter of fact, it's encouraged over here. But in order to troll me about that beatdown that Clemson took, you have to be competent enough to click a StreamYard link and not have kids and whatever else going on in the background, which I know is a tall task for a lot of you. Duck Night, duly noted. Next Wednesday's call-in show will feature the Wu-Tang Clan, one of my favorite groups of all time. So you don't have to talk me into that. I got you, bro. OBS. That's fake news too, Mike. I don't know anything. All right, everybody. Welcome to the College Football Call-In Show. Happy Wednesday. The show will start here in just a second. This show is driven by the callers. You guys know the deal. Nobody is here to look at my ugly face or listen to me ramble on for 2 hours. The show is driven by the callers. We got some big games this week, so call in and let's talk about them.
Are the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces draw the same that burn crosses. Killing in the name of. Killing in the name of. Now you do what they told ya. 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 Those who die are justified for wearing the badge and your chosen white. You're justified. Those that died for wearing the badge and your chosen white. Those who died are justified for wearing the badge and your chosen white. You're justified. Those who died for wearing the badge and your chosen white. Some of those that were.
Hey, Tyler, they might, man. I'm staying away from that game, bro.
Some of those that were forced.
After what I saw Boston College do to Florida State, I don't know, man. They beat him worse than Georgia Tech did. You know what I mean? They got to go to Syracuse, too.
Those that work forces draw the same that burn crosses. Killing in the name of. Killing in the name of. Now you do what they told you. 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 Now you do what they told you.
That's right. Ohio did cover, didn't they?
Now you do what they told you. And 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 now you do what they told you. Those who died are justified for wearing your badge and your chosen white. You're justified. Those that died for wearing the badge and your chosen white. Those who died are justified for wearing the badge and your chosen white. You're justified. Those that died for wearing the badge and your chosen white. Come on.
All right, show starts in just a minute. Less than 60 seconds. Click that StreamYard link. Call in, let's talk some college football. Week 1 in the books. Week 2 on the way. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get this thing started. All right, what's up? Happy Wednesday to everybody. Appreciate you being here. Of course, this is the college football call-in show I do every single Wednesday night during the college football season at 10 p.m. for all of you night owls out there. Of course, this show is driven by the callers. The StreamYard link is in the description of the video. Also, I'm posting it periodically, myself and Nightbot. Click that link. It's almost as easy as using an actual phone. Actually, I think it's easier in today's day and age. These kids today don't know how to use a phone. They only know how to click links. So should be easy for almost all of you to do that. Look, week 1 in the books, and well, week 0 and week 1 in the books, and what a couple of weeks it's been. I mean, the college football world has been shaken, to say the least. Some of the big boys, some of the top 10 teams have gone down. Some of the top 15 teams, too. I'm speaking to you, Clemson fan. Where are my Clemson fans at? What happened? I got blown out by Georgia and Atlanta. What happened? I mean, who saw that coming? I don't know if I did. I didn't see that coming. Anyway, yeah, click that StreamYard link. Let's get to the phone calls here in just a second. I'm going to just do a roll call real quick, and then I'll get right to the phone lines. We got people on there. I'm going to take the phone calls in the order they came in. So if you're on hold, don't get impatient and hang up. I'll get right to you. I'm not going to skip over you, I promise. I'm a very nice guy when it comes to that. Matt Dummett's here, Michael Porter, Mayhem Matthew, Tyler P., the Uncle Lou is here, Juice. What's up, Juice? Nate the Great, the Duck Knight. I love Rage, play some Wu-Tang. I got you, bro. Next week, write it down. Tattoo it on your forehead if you have to, but if you do tattoo it on your forehead, make sure you tattoo it backwards so when you look in the mirror, it reads correctly. Wu-Tang on deck for the intro next week. Jeremy Garrettson, Mike Luca. We got a Wake Forest man in here. Robert. Wet Blanket. David 54, what's up? Nature Boy. Stingray in the house. Lee Taylor, Clemson will still win the ACC and make the playoff. Not so fast. Not so fast. I'm not going so far as to say that. I do think they're going to win a lot of games this year in the ACC, but they still have to get through Miami. And right now, Miami looks like the cream of the crop in the ACC. Again, only 1 week in the books, and Florida's fucking terrible too. So there is that. But they look like the real deal. Robert Fogel. Oh, what's up, Pete? Always all in. Go Tigers. Yes, go Tigers. Joe D. David 54. Welcome to the join. Welcome to the club, sir. Appreciate your support. Don Keedick says hi, guys. Hi. James Thompson. All right, everybody. Let's get right to the phone calls. Like I said, nobody's here to look at my ugly face or listen to me ramble on for 2 hours. And this first one ought to be a doozy. Here we go. Welcome to the show. You're on with Pete.
Good evening, Pete. How you doing, sir?
I'm amazing and fantastic. How are you doing?
Well, did I not tell you? And you know what I'm talking about, Pete.
What'd you tell me? I did know what you told me, but why don't you tell the people what you told me? Because it's probably going to be something different than you actually did tell me. But go ahead and tell me what you think you told me.
I told all you Tater Man fans that Georgia was going to blow you out. You know, some of y'all said it was going to be close.
Well, it
was going to be a ragdolling game. And guess what? I told you it was going to be a ragdolling game. And guess what? Georgia ragdolled y'all.
Yeah, what you actually said was that Georgia was going to win by 60. And I tried to get you to give me 30 points or 40 points, and you wouldn't do it.
I mean, listen.
I know math is not your strong suit, but did they win by 60?
Listen, D, I may have gone over the board a little too much, but you know what? A blowout is still a blowout. They still ragdolled y'all.
Yeah.
Quick and done.
Good for you. Who did Ohio State play again?
This week.
Yeah.
And let me just say this, Pete.
You didn't answer my question. Who did Ohio State play again?
Akron.
Who is that? They got a football team in Akron? I guess every shit city in Ohio has a football team since there's nothing else there to do. So, congratulations on your big win against Akron.
That was pretty good. Let me get to my week 2 picks for this week.
Okay.
And then there was another thing I was going to mention to you. That I had something important I wanted to tell you.
I doubt it's important, but I know you're going to tell me. Go ahead.
Well, let's get to my week 2 picks. And if Uncle Lou's listening to this, Uncle Lou, I'll see your dogs in the playoffs. Final round of the playoffs, buddy. So I got Clemson losing to Appalachian State in overtime. I've got NC State beating Tennessee by 2 touchdowns. I've got, Texas beating that team up north, Nate the Great, or I should say Nate the Noob. You know who I'm talking about. And then, let's see. I think that's all I've got for my
That's all you got. Caden, you don't bet on football, do you?
On college football only, I put my picks in.
you don't bet actual money, do you?
No, I just put.
All right, I would suggest based on what you just told me that you don't do that either. Just don't do it. It would be bad. You're picking Clemson to lose to App State
in overtime. In overtime.
I don't care how. You're picking Clemson to lose to App State. You're picking NC State to beat Tennessee. Did you say that?
I did. Did I stutter, PigskinPeete?
I'm just making sure. I'm just making sure. I don't know if you made a fucking a mistake when you were talking because you do that a lot. So I'm just confirming. That's all.
Are you deaf, PigskinPeete?
No, I heard what you said. Did you not hear what I said? All right. So App State's winning and NC State's beating Tennessee. What was the third one again? I might be deaf. You're right. I was so dumbfounded by those first two picks. I fucking zoned you out on the last pick. What was the last one?
Well, actually, I had two more. I had Texas beating Michigan.
All right.
And then I had Miami winning this week. Slim Shady Cade's this team. Yeah, I'm picking that Miami, not Miami.
Against who are they playing? FIU? Oh, okay. All right. Anything else? What was the important thing you wanted to tell me before I let you go?
I was going to say, if Slim Shady Canes is listening, I will be on the midday podcast show, and I will be on next week's ACC show. So, Slim Shady Canes, I'm going to tell you what, I'll be there both days.
You're there every time, but you were on there for 2 hours today. I didn't pick you up. Do you want to know why?
Because you and your Tater Man buddy hate when I roast you guys, because Slim Shady laughs his butt off, and not only that, I'm the only guy with a set of balls that roasts y'all.
Oh, you got a lot of practice to go, buddy. I mean, you're doing better. You're doing better, but you got a long way to go.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I've got a bigger set of balls than y'all and your Tater buddies.
Okay.
For a Buckeye fan. And I'm going to tell you why, because at least for my age, and probably because I'm probably one of the few people at my age that have the set of balls I do, to call y'all out because of y'all Tater Man fans, I think that just makes me more unique and more badass than y'all. And it does.
All right.
Check my veteran stripes, dude.
All right. Is that it? You're starting to bore me now. I mean, you are pretty boring. I'm not going to lie. I can only take about 4. You're good for about 3 minutes, and then it's fucking a snooze fest. I'm just going to tell you the truth, buddy. You got to work on your game. You can say the same shit over and over again. All you do is call in and say, I'm the man, and Ohio State's going 100-0, and they're going to win every game by 1,000 points, and they're going to beat Georgia in the playoffs. They'd be like it's the same script. Can you come up with something different at least? I might stop taking your phone calls unless you can come up with something more entertaining than what you're giving me. I'll take Nate's call before I take yours. Not saying a lot.
The fact that you're not taking my phone calls no more. I think I have two good reasons that you won't admit that, I know.
What?
I have 2 good reasons why you won't take my phone calls on the ACC show no more.
Because it's the ACC show. Okay. Ohio State's not in the ACC. The ACC show has been going on for 3 years, and that's been the policy. So I don't know what you don't understand about that, but you can sit on hold for the next 2 hours every single Tuesday night at 7 p.m. In the back room and hope to get picked up, but you're not getting picked up. I don't know what do I have to do to get that through to you?
No, because...
Do I need to send you a fucking letter or a smoke signal or an email?
I'm going to tell you what.
What?
Slim Shady Canes was enjoying me calling your asses out, and he knows that.
All right. Well, this is your place. The call-in show is this is your time to shine or not. But that's your place.
And anyways, I'm going to show up whenever I want, the hell I want, and you can't do a damn thing about it.
Yeah, have a good day. What's up? You're on with Pete.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. What's going on, Pete? How are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Good.
That guy's a tool. Just so Just
Yeah, we all know that.
Right up front.
Yeah.
So I was listening to your show on the way back from Charlotte to Nashville, and from earlier today, and I noticed that Slaw now has you all at 5 wins. On Friday's show, he had you guys up there kicking Georgia's ass. What happened there?
I have. He's one of the guys I can't figure out. Slaw goes from one extreme to the other.
I actually think you guys are a good team.
He goes from one extreme to the other. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, I think you guys are a good team. I mean, a good team. You got destroyed by an elite team. I mean, let's face it. Georgia is, and I'm a Bama fan, but Georgia is totally elite. And I didn't think you guys would win that game, but I think as I watched that game, you did some good things, some bad things. I just don't think I don't see you there. I see you as a 10-win team. My personal opinion is you're a 9 or 10-win team.
I agree with you.
I mean, you can't judge it by that one game. First game of the season, Georgia was more prepared and they had better athletes than y'all. And you still have an elite defensive front. And I just don't, as I go through your schedule, I was sitting here thumbing through it earlier today again for the 10th time. I have a lot of friends who are Clemson fans, so I just don't see it. I think you're going to be fine. Whether you make the playoffs or not, or get in the ACC championship, maybe that's a possibility. But I just don't see being a fall off team like 5 or 6 wins, like Slaw says. I just don't see that.
I mean, they hung with them for the first half. They got I'm gonna be honest with you. They got out-coached in that game. I mean, of course they got outplayed, but they got out-coached. I mean, Georgia's is the one that made the adjustments that mattered in the second half, and Clemson didn't. And
I agree.
They got outplayed.
100%.
They got outplayed, but like I said, I don't know how many. I bet you could probably count on 2 hands, not even just one hand, the amount of teams that Georgia's going to do that to this year, other than Clemson. Make them look foolish, whether it's in the entire game or the second half or whatever. They're that good. So I give all the credit in the world to Georgia. Now, but Clemson got their problems, but they're a better team than what the score showed on Saturday. So I'm with you there. I think they'll win 10 games probably, and be in the ACC championship probably against Miami. That's the best case scenario. Worst case scenario is they shit the bed like they did last year. Well, I guess we'll all find out together. But this team is way too talented. With the way the ACC looks right now, especially with Florida State falling off, NC State looking good, Virginia Tech losing to Vanderbilt, all those things, this team is way more talented than all those teams right now.
Yeah, I mean, when you roll through the schedule, I mean, where do you see any losses? I mean, could they lose to NC State? Doesn't look like they're that good either.
Well, that game's in Clemson. That game's in Clemson, and Dave Dorn has never won a game in Clemson, and he's been at NC State for a million years.
Right.
So their toughest games are actually at home.
What do you see as your next toughest game? Because I don't see one. I honestly don't.
Now, at this point, I guess Louisville, but that's also in Clemson.
Right.
You know, they got to go to Pitt late in November. So I don't know. Pitt is an unknown to me right now. I don't know enough about Pitt. Pitt was terrible last year, but that doesn't mean they're going to be terrible this year. So that's a good question. I really don't know. I don't really see a loss on there, but that doesn't mean they won't lose one. You know, they might drop one.
Right. Everybody has a bad day.
Yeah.
They may, but as you just scroll through it, I'm like, well, I don't see what the big deal is here. I don't know where Slaw comes up with 5 wins or 6 wins. I mean, what the fuck? I don't know what 12-pack he's drinking out of.
Well, I was about to say, every time he drinks a beer, Clemson has another loss. So, if he's on
12 losses every night.
If he's 5 beers in, it's 5 losses. If he's 6 beers in, it's 6 losses. If he's 7 beers in, it's 7 losses. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't see it.
I hope he don't drink a 12-pack. We might go 0-12.
And also, your late starts gets the Ohio State guy going because he's already 16 into it. So I can already see that and that whole thing. But no, I don't. I watched your show tonight and on my way back to Knoxville, and I was like, I need to call in. I haven't called in a year, but I was just like, I don't see it. I don't know what the panic is. I don't think there's a panic here right now.
Well, I mean,
Klubnik's not great. I get all that, and maybe he'll get better in 12 weeks from now. I don't know, but I just don't see the panic.
Yeah, I don't. Well, first of all, I'm not panicking on this season, and I don't think most Clemson fans are either, other than Slaw. Just forget about him. He's an outlier. But I think what people are panicking on is the trend at Clemson, losing more games every year, and I hate to beat a dead horse with the transfer portal thing, and so Dabo being stubborn, that whole thing. So that's more the worry in the long term. Short term, I'm not really worried about this season as far as the ACC is concerned. Well, because the ACC is just not really very good, honestly. So
trust me, I still have the voicemail of my graduate guy from Clemson calling me from Santa Clara, California, that we whooped your asses at Alabama here, and what was it, 2019 or what no 20 what was it, 2021, when they were playing at 49er Stadium for the national championship and Clemson destroyed Alabama. What year was that?
That was 2018.
2018. Yeah. I just remember him calling me and leaving me a voicemail. We whooped your fucking asses. That was a good football team there. I just don't think you're that far removed. You're a little bit removed, but I don't know that it's. I don't know that it can't be brought back. So.
Yeah.
Anyhow, that's all I want to say. I just listened to that and I was like, well, this is ridiculous. Like I don't understand how you lose to Georgia, you're not any good. Well, everyone's going to lose to Georgia.
Well, I was going to say, there's a lot of teams. If you look at last year, Ole Miss was a great team last year. What did they win, 10 or 11 games? I mean, right. So they got destroyed worse than Clemson did last year by Georgia. And Georgia's actually probably better this year than they were last year, honestly. From what I've seen. I mean, this is Georgia put up 34 points on one of the best defenses they're going to see all season. That's saying something.
Yeah, that is. They're the team to beat for sure.
Yeah.
No, that's fact. I know that. I'm not that arrogant. Being an Alabama fan, think we can beat them even in Nick Saban Stadium now. I mean, I just think that they're really elite. So
yeah,
that's all.
All right, man.
That's all I have, man.
All right. Well, good luck to the Bama this week. I don't know that you'll need it though, but good luck anyway.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Also, guess what else happened? Something Clemson and Dabo Swinney didn't do this week against Georgia. Alabama had a true freshman score 2 touchdowns. Our 2 true freshman 5-star wide receivers were sitting on the sideline for virtually the entire game. So, what's up? You're on with Pete.
Yeah, I'm not even calling in to tell you how right I was about Georgia blowing Clemson out. That last caller there, I am here to tell you this. When you get Alabama fans calling in to pat Clemson on the head, that's a really bad sign.
Yeah.
Do you still think Dabo will be at Clemson in 2034, or have you changed your mind?
2034?
Yeah, we had that conversation. You said Dabo would still be at Clemson in 10 years.
Probably. I don't see where else he would go. Where else is he going to go? I mean, he might be coaching fucking Daniel High School in Clemson or some podunk high school in wherever he's from in Alabama. But
there's a lot of ex-football coaches currently coaching high school, but I don't think he'll be there in 10 years. He's had enough.
Well, he's not getting fired. So you're saying
he's not getting fired. He'll just walk away.
You think he'll just walk away?
Zero chance he'll be there in 2034.
What about 2027 or 2028? What do you think about that?
50-50.
Yeah.
50-50. What about the boosters withholding money unless he promises to buy a QB? Is that fact or fiction?
That's fake news. Stay off TigerNet. You need to stay. You and Slaw need to stay off TigerNet.
How was the weather? Was that anything, or that was on TigerNet too? You might be right, because that was on TigerNet too.
Yeah, I don't go on TigerNet, so all my TigerNet information comes from you and him. And if it comes off of there, there's about a 90% chance that it's false. So
yeah, because on TigerNet, the Clemson people were going back and forth about whether or not if it rained, which team that may or may not help game last Saturday. Now, on Florida State TigerNet, which isn't called TigerNet, it's called War Chant.
Yeah, War Chant.
Yeah. Now, they want to sue their own NIL collective.
Yeah, they want to sue the players to make them give the money back, right?
Yeah, and that's not even a joke, like how they're suing the cast of Cheers or whatever. That's a joke. But that's really on there. They're looking into suing their NIL collective for flushing money down the toilet on DJ Ooga Badoog.
Oh, man.
Which is a great way to recruit future players by suing your current ones. Just like suing your current TV partner is a great way to not get a new TV partner. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, and they ought to sue, while they're suing people, they might want to sue Mike Norvell for signing DJ or bringing him in through the transfer portal. What do you think about that?
That's not the worst idea I've heard. Now, what about suing that first caller? Because he bothers me too.
Yeah, but you know the old thing where you can't sue somebody that has no money or nothing to give you. I mean, what's he going to give us?
Oh yeah, that's right. Because I guess it would be a civil claim.
Yeah, then we'd have to sue his parents. They would get ugly, and I don't want to do that. You know,
the whole blood from a turnip deal.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
I don't even eat turnips. Do you call them turnips or rutabagas?
I call them turnips. I'm American. Oh.
I think Yankee people might call them rutabagas.
Yeah, I don't even know anything about that.
Did you know Nate's going to Vegas with you?
I did know that, yeah.
All right.
He's not going with me. He's going. He's not with me, though. Yeah, that's a good idea. Mike Norvell they should sue Mike Norvell for bringing DJ in through the transfer. Y'all know that listen, y'all, all the shit talk about Dabo Swinney developing quarterbacks. He went 11-2 at Clemson. He was one game away from taking Clemson to a 4-team playoff. With DJ. Shit, Dabo might give him another raise. Shit. Anybody who can get 11 wins out of DJ is a fucking genius. I'll tell you that right now. What's up? You're on with Pete. Real quick, though, before I get to your call, I don't want to forget this super chat. Thank you, Mike Luca, for the super chat. You're amazing and fantastic. Not trolling. First half, Klubnik made some good throws, had good reads, felt like Dabo let him throw. Is he Lawrence or Watson or Boyd? No. Does he suck? No. Klubnik sucks. Thing is being played out. I don't know if he's any good, but he let him throw it too much. You said he let him throw it all over. Yeah, too much. They should have ran the ball more. But anyway, thank you for the super chat. Anyway, welcome, caller. Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up, PigskinPeete?
Hey, how you doing?
It's my first time on your show. I'm always on Uncle Lou's live on.
All right. Who are we speaking with? Hello?
I hate the Gators, the passion. So I come to clown on them. I mean, there's not really. I mean, I feel bad clowning on them now. It's pretty sad what's happening in Florida. I mean, there are many people who've I've pretty sure told the Florida fans about Napier and him talking about basement fans and stuff like that in Florida. But for me, I'm just like I don't. understand how the Florida fans think that DJ Lag.
He's cutting out. Can y'all hear him? I can't hear him. I don't know if that's on my end or if that's he just dropped out. Hey, buddy, get your phone situation worked out and call back, because I would love to talk to a Florida fan about what's going on at Florida, but your phone was cutting out. I have some opinions on that, actually. What's up? You're on the show with Pete.
Hey, good evening, Pete. I can explain University of Florida's issue in 2 words: dumpster fire.
Well, that's true. That's true.
You know, this is a Clemson fan calling, and when I heard that, I'm like, oh, suddenly I feel so much better.
Yeah, that's right. When you're down bad, you got to look and point and laugh at people that are even worse off than you, right? That's the American way.
That's the American
way.
Kick them when they're down, give them his money, move them on. But I know you like to talk about the upcoming games, but
yeah.
I've got a little problem.
Uh-huh.
It's called ESPN.
Uh-oh.
And I read an article this afternoon, I don't know if you've seen it, that's titled Clemson Dabo Swinney Issues Expand Beyond the Transfer Portal. Have you seen that article?
I have not, but I would love to hear what you have to say about it. What did it say?
Heavens. I thought my head was going to explode. Now, because I've heard people say Dabo can never be fired. I'm like, well, this old man will tell you that Danny Ford won a natty, and 8 years later, he was fired. Ask LSU. It happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. Here's the only issue I have with that. First of all, as far as the immediate goes, he's not on the hot seat.
Oh, no.
He's not on the hot seat.
He's not on the hot seat. I think he's trying to build a bonfire with some of the things that he's saying. Like
right.
The frustration, the frustrations and things that people are talking about don't affect me. Well, of course they don't affect you. You're insulated by $11.25 million. If you
there's the key. You just hit the nail right on the head there. The contracts back when Danny Ford was a head coach are not the same as they are now. Dabo's buyout, I think it's somewhere around $80 million, which is similar to what Jimbo Fisher's was at Texas A&M, right? $77 million or something it was.
Yeah.
Yes. Clemson doesn't have that kind of money. They're not Texas A&M or Texas or Tennessee or Ohio State or anybody. Yeah, they don't have that kind of money.
How does the Board of Trustees and the athletic department sign off on that kind of buyout and saying, you don't have that kind of money?
You know what I think it was? And we see this all across college football now. Anytime a coach, and look, Dabo's earned his due, right? He won 2 national championships. I mean, I can go down the list of accolades. But what they do is they start, a school like Clemson in particular starts thinking, he can go anywhere now with this prestige, with these championships, so we're going to do whatever we can do to keep him here. And by giving him, I don't want to say too much money because I think he earned his salary, but the buyouts are just ridiculous. So Dabo's got Clemson by the balls. But again, I don't think he's anywhere close to wanting to leave, and I don't think they're anywhere close to wanting to fire him. So I think right now, sitting here in 2024, it's kind of a moot point. About Dabo leaving. I know that people like to talk about it. It's a talking point because the fans are frustrated with the product over the last 3 years. Dabo seems to be frustrated the way that he's handling the media over the past few years and even lashing out at the fans in some cases. But I think that's all really a lot to do about nothing. I don't think he has any plans on leaving anytime soon.
Oh, so. No, I don't think that he's not going to get fired. I don't think that he wants to leave.
Right.
What I would like to get in his head is Nick Saban, being Nick Saban, hated the no-huddle offense. 3 seasons later, he was using it to win the national championship.
Yes. So you're talking about adapting to the game.
Exactly. Kirby Smart tried to tell him in his post-game interview. Kirby Smart says, "Oh, I don't like the transfer portal. I don't like the NIL. And if it were up to me, I'd get every player I went after, and they would have to stay." He said that. Now, in today's article, they toned it down, but Kirby was trying to say, yo, Dabo, I know this sucks, but this is the way the game is now. And Kirby, Kirby was very, very clear. Also, I got another question. Here's a quick trivia question for you, because I didn't know this. Do you know where Brandon Streeter works now?
I have no idea. No, where does he work?
He's an offensive analyst for the University of Georgia Bulldogs.
Oh, I did know that. I did know that. I just forgot. Yeah.
I did not know that until after the game. And I'm thinking, man, if there's one guy that's happy on that Georgia sideline, it's got to be Brandon Streeter, because he's like, yo, coach, how is this so different?
Well, let me ask you this, because now that you brought that up, with the way the wide receiver core has looked for the past few years, I mean, a lot of us Clemson fans have been calling for Tyler Grisham's head for a few years now, and I don't know. We'll see how the season goes. I mean, they're still recruiting at a high clip. I mean, they got 2 5-star freshmen, right? So it's not like recruiting is a problem at wide receiver. It's just the execution. So if Tyler Grisham gets fired, what are the chances that we see Jeff Scott back on the sidelines in Clemson, South Carolina? I know he has a house up there. After he lost his job, he moved back to Clemson and bought a house a couple doors down, I think, from Dabo Swinney on Lake Kiwi. Is that a coincidence?
Did he buy a house? He's building houses.
Partnership to he's in the real estate business now.
I call McMansions.
Oh,
and
shit.
He's got absolute right at this moment in time with where his kids are in their upbringing and whatnot. He has absolutely no incentive.
You're right. You know what? He's probably making more money selling those houses than Clemson could pay him to be a wide receiver coach.
That's that's I'm afraid that ship may have sailed too.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Because I looked up his website and I'm like, damn, those places are nice. I said, but I'd get arrested if I just went near there.
Yeah, no kidding.
But I was having a back and forth with one of my nephews, who is always a glass is always full kind of Clemson graduate. He's a political science major, so that might have something to do with it. And I'm like, he's like, oh, we don't have to win every game going forward to get to the ACC championship. I'm like, no, we don't. But if best is the standard, and what I saw last weekend is an example of the ACC, we should, pardon my French here, we should run through the ACC like shit through a goose till we get to Miami.
Should, yeah.
I mean, but then people are talking about, well, our receivers and this, that, and the other. I'm sure you recall great pains, the replay of that Georgia interception. And I'm like, and then I went back and listened to the talking heads. He high pointed the ball. When's the last time you saw a Clemson wide receiver, not Brenningstool, wide receiver, high point the ball? That's because I'm looking, and you look at the still picture, and the Clemson guy he's practically on the ground. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
The Georgia DB is literally high pointing the ball, and he looked like the receiver. If you'd have switched uniforms, you'd have think, wow, because in fact, whatever talking head they had there said that's a great reception. Like, no, it's not.
They got the guys to do it. The problem, Adam Randall doesn't know how to run a route or even line up. Apparently, he's the guy that can high point the ball. We saw Tyler Brown do it several times last season, as a true freshman, but we barely saw him. He was on a milk carton on last Saturdays too. So, yeah.
I just think that they've got to come out, because my nephew was saying, oh, they're going to win. I said, I don't want them to win. I want them to beat the spread. I want them to double the spread. I said, because winning, okay, that's to me, because he's like, well, we've got these ACC championships. I said, I got a news bulletin for you. The ACC is table stakes at this point in a 12-team playoff where the ACC has this, deserved or not, and I don't think it's all deserved, has a bad rap. You're not going to get multiple teams in from the ACC. I don't think that the powers that be are going to let that happen, considering the turmoil.
It really just depends. I mean, we know they're getting one in because that's a shoe-in, but possibly two. But yeah, but you're right though. Based on the way it looks right now, it's probably just going to be one.
I just did you see based on how both teams? I'm sure you saw both games, Miami, Clemson. Do you think that where Clemson is right now, if they played Miami this weekend instead of Appalachian State, do you think they could beat Miami?
No, if they played Miami this weekend, Clemson would be a 17 to 20 point underdog.
That's what I was afraid of because you know I'm old, so I come from the school of what you see the first 2 weeks is what you get. You know, there's some incremental improvement, but there is not a marked change like what Dabo pulled off last year after the infamous Tyler from Spartanburg call. Beating Notre Dame and buy stock now and all that. And I'm like, that's great. But Appalachian State's kind of known for, but I just don't know if they have the horses to do it, to pull off an upset like that. But if it's, I believe people are going to judge it based on winning should be a given, is how much do you beat the spread by? Because I wouldn't, with a 16.5 point, I wouldn't take them right now.
I actually probably would, and I probably will.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think they're going to beat the brakes off of App State. I do.
I really hope that you are correct, because I look at the schedule and I'm like, okay, because then I went back to my nephew and said, okay, well, best is the standard, and we know that Georgia's the best right now. And if you're trying to play that, I said, there's not a game remaining on this schedule where you are not at least even or should be favored, because you don't play Georgia Tech, currently undefeated. You don't play Miami, currently undefeated. The teams that they avoid, North Carolina, Duke, Boston College. Is Boston College that good, or is Miami or is FSU really that bad? Because they're running up the middle.
I think it's a combination of the two. Well, first of all, one of Florida State's biggest deficiencies, and they have a lot of them, is stopping the run. And both Georgia Tech and Boston College are heavy run teams. So they got exposed in the run game big time. Now, offensively, there's a whole different list of problems for Florida State. But as far as is Boston College that good, or is Florida State that bad? I think it's a combination of the two. I really like Boston College quarterback. And I think they'll win a lot of games this year in the ACC. I just don't think they're built. They don't have enough depth or talent to go toe to toe with. Well, there's not that many teams at the top of the ACC, but I'm gonna put Clemson in there. Like, Clemson can stop the run, right? Miami can stop the run. So it would be a much different story if it was Boston College or Georgia Tech against Clemson or Miami. Outside of that, the ACC is completely wide open.
Okay. And then you're trying to get past that, because you've made me feel a little better now. What is the deal? Do you not, and I think you mentioned it earlier, but I'm again, in going back and forth with my nephew, I said, Phil Maffa needs to have 25 touches per game minimum, period. I don't care how he gets them, but if he's not getting those carries, you can't expect him to put the team on his back if you're calling plays that are these bubble screens that are 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
You mean the Clemson offense? That's what you're talking about. The Clemson offense? The Dabo Swinney likes to talk about?
Please rip that page out of the book or erase it off the iPad, and go back to that boring brand of football. He was averaging nearly 4 yards a carry against Georgia.
Yes, he was.
No defensive line on the schedule, and I would say including Miami, that is as good as Georgia's on Clemson's schedule.
That was the biggest disappointment to me. Here's the thing. Maffa doesn't have to have 25 carries per game in all these ACC games, because some of those games will probably be over by halftime or third quarter, so they can lighten his load then and put some of the guys behind him in. But in a game like that against Georgia week 1, he should have had 25 or 30 carries. Last year, I keep saying this, last year when Shipley was hurt and he didn't play against Notre Dame, Maffa ran, what was it, 35 or 36 carries against Notre Dame and absolutely took the game over. Now, I'm not saying that's what he would have done against Georgia, because Georgia had a better defense than what Notre Dame had last year. But that should have been their game plan, and they said it before the fucking game, too. Going into the game, Garrett Riley's like, oh, air raid this, air raid that. This is the dirt raid. We're going to run the football. They lied. They didn't run the football. They didn't even try to. 16 carries total, and that's with 3 different running backs. Maffa got 14 carries in the game. 14. 6 in the first half. That's unacceptable.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you have to make them respect the run.
Yes.
Even if they are Georgia. And I realize that Georgia is currently what Clemson was 4 or 5 years ago. I get that. And I get that they are the successor to the, quote, Alabama dynasty. But I don't believe Georgia will go undefeated. I mean, they play whoever the. Yeah,
they've got a tough road. They got to go to Texas, they got to go to Alabama, and they got to go to Ole Miss. Those are 3 very good teams that could beat them. But here's the thing, though. Even if they do lose one of those games, Georgia, in my opinion, is going to Atlanta in December. And they're going to be hard to beat.
I mean, it's pretty clear.
Yeah, they're going to be hard to beat. The SEC is pretty rough this year. I mean, Missouri looks really good. Florida's in the dumpster. We know South Carolina's in the dumpster. That goes without saying. And they're actually looking worse than they did last year, which is hard to do. But yeah, I mean, Oklahoma looks pretty good. Like the SEC is going to be tough sledding this year, but still, I still think Georgia is the team to beat out of all those until proven otherwise. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, and in the other games, I know that most of them were boat races, but I didn't see what I saw of Ohio State. I was like, yeah, they're all right. They're not Georgia. And Michigan, yeah, they're okay. They're not Georgia.
Georgia's absolutely loaded. They are, and they got a lot of speed. They just loaded. I mean, in my opinion, I know Alabama's got a new coach, so that's the unknown there, but they're still uber talented. But Georgia, Ohio State, and Alabama still are probably the 3 most talented teams in the entire country, and they all looked the part week 1. But I think out of all 3 of those, clearly Georgia had the best win, the most impressive win against a top 15 team, one of the best defenses in the country, where the other 2 teams played, fucking Akron and whoever, Western Kentucky. Yeah.
Okay, so from a talent, this is my last question. From a talent standpoint, you just evaluated those teams. Forget execution. Where does Clemson fall in that list against the SEC?
That's a great question. Because if you look at recruiting rankings over the past 10 years, Clemson, even when they were winning titles, still fell somewhere between 10 and 15 on average with recruiting. And we know they don't get transfers, so you don't have to factor that in there.
No.
So, talent on paper, defensively, I'd say they're probably be a top 3 defense in the SEC. Offensively, maybe not even the top half.
But you can win. I mean, they've proven they can win championships with a top 5 defense and a top 20 offense. And I'm just sitting here going, because I was writing this little blog post going, okay, because people are talking about, stop giving Dabo a hard time, and I'm like, all right, well, wait a minute. 2020, they had the number 3, according to 24/7, they had the number 3 recruiting class. 2021, number 5. 2022, 14. 2023, 15. 2024, 13. Projected 2025, 16. And now let's draw a trend line. Ooh, that line's not going up.
Yeah.
And Dabo said in this article that when you get time, you just got to take a peek and be sure you're sitting down and have tranquilizers, because he's like, well, we're not paying NIL to freshmen to get freshmen. I'm like, well, guess what you just told every other competitive team on the planet.
Well, they do pay NIL to freshmen. They just don't use that as a recruiting tool. So these guys want promises. Hey, I got an offer from so and so school. I'm going to get X amount of dollars in NIL. Can you match that? And Dabo's, have fun, go there. We don't do that here. You get here on campus, then we'll talk about your NIL deal. So he just doesn't promise them things, which is why. As much as people like to say he doesn't like to use the portal, a couple of guys he went after in the portal, but he wouldn't promise them NIL deals when other schools would, so they went elsewhere. So that is a problem.
Yeah,
No doubt.
You think, well, and given what there was a funny little blurb about McAfee and Saban have to go to marriage counseling apparently, because I could tell just from watching the look on Saban's face, he doesn't want to be there next to McAfee. He thinks McAfee's a moron, and he's probably not wrong. And I'm like, yo, Nick, I got a deal for you. How about you become the first commissioner of Tier 1 college football? Because you can say we're going to have salary caps, we're going to have, just level this playing field, because Oklahoma, Texas, even as much as I hate to say it, Notre Dame, there's a dozen schools out there that can just throw money. The old Tennessee trick with the McDonald's bags of money. And I'm like, it's not, eventually it's going to be the same teams. I don't know where they get it in Alabama. Clearly, it must be from all the other things they're not doing for their citizens, and I'll leave that alone right now.
Oh no, don't do that.
But but Clemson's got to compete, and I think it's going to be very hard, because I'm looking at this going, wait a minute, do you have any idea how much oil money A&M's got, Texas has got, Oklahoma, even freaking Oklahoma State, for crying out loud. I think Saban was right. I think it was time for him to, move on. But I don't think he anticipated just how annoying Pat McAfee can be.
Yeah.
With that, I'll let you go. Thanks for everything you do, and thanks for taking my call.
All right. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate you.
All right.
Tim checking in. It's good to hear from him. What is up? You're on with Pete.
What's up, Pete? Luigi Green.
Hey, look at this. Now, look, I got to give you credit, buddy, because a lot of the Florida State fans have disappeared from the internet, but you are not one of them, sir. So you have my respect. Florida State fan here, everybody.
Man, we both suck, man. At least for now.
I guess you could say so, but you suck way worse.
Yeah, man, we look horrible. I can't believe it. It's like, I didn't see it coming, man. I really didn't.
Oh, man. I don't think anybody saw it coming. I mean, I did. I picked Georgia Tech as sort of like a dark horse upset game for Florida State when I was going through their schedule. But, man, I didn't expect you guys to look this bad. Really didn't. I don't think anybody did.
All this time, I heard mostly you Clemson fans like, oh, DJ's this and that, and I was like, well, you know what? It's his money year. He's gonna come here, and Norvell's gonna do his thing with him. And nah, dude, he's just got some mental issues or something. But he's terrible, missing wide open passes, just the easy layup stuff that a talented true freshman could land. Or you expect a true freshman to make those same mistakes or make those horrible mistakes that he has. It's just crazy how bad he is, man. So I'm over him. The only way we'll do anything, if we're gonna lose, we might as well lose with the young QB, build towards the future.
Yeah, who is that, by the way? Who's the guy behind him?
It's Brock Glenn. He started for us against the Gators and won.
That's right. Yeah, I remember that.
No, not the Gators. That was Tate Rodmaker. My bad. He started against Louisville in the ACC championship and won. We covered the spread and beat him by 10 points. That defense really stepped up at the end of last year. But damn, man. And you know what? I'm going to throw this out there. I'm a little wild. But I still swear, and I know it didn't happen, but Florida State with Jordan Travis would have went into the damn college football playoff and won that shit. We would have beat Michigan because our defense was right there with them, and Travis would have done some crazy shit. That team that blew out LSU 45-17, I think, with 3 minutes to go last year, that was the best team all season.
Yeah, I'm not sure you would have won the whole thing, but you would have put on a better showing than you did against Georgia, and yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't the same team that went undefeated, but that's all in the past, and we suck now once again somehow. And I want to see a QB change, and I'm pretty sure Norvell's going to do it. I don't see him just wanting to lose with this dude for no reason. And
I got to ask you a question. This is kind of football related, but not really football related. What do you have you had any interaction? And I know you know who I'm talking about. DJ's dad.
No, I haven't seen too much from him. I think I seen
Big
a
Dave is what they
picture
call. That's what he calls himself. So I guess that's what everyone else calls him too. Big
I seen him
Dave.
pictured in the stands at the game and whatnot, but I haven't heard too much about him.
Well, he's threatening your fan base to beat him up and you know, strangle him and whatever. This is what he's done everywhere he's gone.
Damn,
Big Dave has been a problem since day one at Clemson. He was a problem at Oregon State, and now he's a big problem at Florida State. And I like DJ, and I feel like I've said this 100 times. I think he's a good kid. He's a very likable guy, right? But that doesn't mean you're going to win football games just because you're a nice guy. But his dad is not doing him any favors. He's way too involved with what's going on. He's all over social media fighting with fans. It's embarrassing. I do feel sorry for DJ because of his dad.
He's
got to deal with that
as
shit.
bad as he is because of his dad. His dad's probably handicapping him, man, mentally.
Yeah,
he's
probably.
got the body, he's got the talent. He just can't put it together, man. You're 5 in college. Come on.
Yeah.
Time to move on. Hey, he's the highest paid backup in college, though.
Yeah, what's his NIL deal?
I don't know. I was guessing. I have no idea.
It's a lot, I
but
think.
I'm guessing at least $1 million or so.
Yeah, I think it's 7 figures, which is crazy.
I know Florida State really wanted Cam Ward, and he's like, "No, I'm gonna go in the NFL." And they're like, "All right, well, we got this guy waiting right here. We'll go ahead and take him." And then Cam Ward's like, "Nah, I don't really like what I'm seeing, from what I'd be projected or whatnot." And he's like, "I'll come back to college." Miami's like, "Here's the bag."
Yeah.
Man, it would have been. I think it would have looked a lot different if we had landed him, but can't get them all.
Well, I don't know what Florida State has to do. I don't even know where you begin. I mean, obviously DJ's an issue, but your defense is a major liability right now too.
Yeah.
It just looks.
No, you're right.
It just looks like nobody is on the same page. They look lost. And guess whose fault that is? It's Mike Norvell's fault. That's whose fault it is.
Damn, man. I'm like, damn, I can't believe it. This is year 5 with him, and he showed, the climb, and he got him out of that hole, but it's weird that we just fell right back into it. Like, what the hell? I don't know if it's a culture thing. We just got way too many transfers from different schools.
You got too many transfers. And here's the thing, too. You guys are your recruiting over the past couple of years hasn't been bad, has it? I mean, I'm talking about recruiting out of high school, not transfers.
It's been getting better and better. I think first it was like 18 his first year, and, then last year 11, and
right.
I think or maybe the year before that 11, and maybe 10 or 11.
Yeah, you've recruited higher than Clemson. I know that for the past 2 seasons in a row because I've been hearing it from Florida State fans for the past 2 years. But but I don't even know what to say at this point about Florida State. Will they improve? I have to believe that they will, but I'm with you. As hard as it will be for them to pay DJ $500,000 or whatever it is that they're paying him, you got to put somebody else in there to try to get a spark on offense. You just have to.
Yeah, you got with that crappy O-line that was supposed to be like super good because he got like some big freaking seniors and whatnot that have a lot of snaps. We can't run the ball conventionally. We really do have to have somewhat of a mobile quarterback, and Brock Glenn's pretty quick. He's pretty fast and athletic. You got to have that, to keep him honest, and then that will actually help supplement the traditional run game. So we got to have just like Jordan Travis, man. Our O-line sucked in 2021. Started getting better towards the end of the season. In 2022, we had a great run game, and Travis didn't even run that much. Last year, run game did struggle. But
you are right, though. At least, Travis could make things happen with his legs. He made some big plays with his legs. he's not built that way. He's too slow. He's a traditional pocket passer who's not accurate, which is not a good combination.
He's a statue. Dude, watching him play, man, like he's moving in slow motion or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
He always has that deer in the headlight look. He has no emotion.
Yeah, you're right. He's not a fire. And I said that too when he was at Clemson. I was like, he doesn't have that same fire that we saw from some previous Clemson quarterbacks. He's just always, and I guess it's a good thing that he doesn't get rattled, but at the same time, you'd like to see some emotion and some fire from the quarterback.
Yeah, for sure. Brock Glenn brings that. So hopefully they change. I don't know if Mike Norvell's going to start Brock Glenn or if he's going to go into this game with DJ against Memphis, and if he starts shitting the bed, say, you know what, you got to sit. But, I mean, Florida State don't owe him nothing, you know. We paid him to come perform, you know, and he's not performing, so we're going to treat you like a pro, and you can sit down, bub.
There you go. I agree with you. I'd like to see who this Brock guy. I know he played a game or two last year, but I'd like to see what they have with him. You got to do something, man. You got to do something.
Yeah, so. That's right. But, yeah, man, thanks for having me, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you for calling in. Appreciate you.
All right, bub.
All right. Boy, the Florida State man down bad. I was about to say I don't feel bad for him, but I do kind of feel bad in a certain way because I know how they feel. What's up? You're on with Pete.
How's it going, sir?
Hey, look who it is.
Yeah, look at me.
Look at you.
Been doing okay?
I've been doing amazing and fantastic. How long has it been since I've talked to you?
Oh, shoot.
Seems like a long time, but I'll never forget this voice.
Yeah.
I'll never forget this voice.
You go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the last time we spoke might have been towards the end of last season.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Well, for all the people who don't know, this is somebody who calls himself Hammerin' Hoosier. So you can tell who he's a fan of. Yeah, he's a Hoosier. So it's a new season, my friend, and new expectations. So what are your expectations for your Hoosiers this year?
Get 6 wins and go to a bowl game.
Damn, this is a man after my own heart. He's not out here saying, you know, we're going to make a run. This guy's saying 6-6 makes a bowl game. Boy, you're better in South Carolina, so I will give you that.
Yeah, it don't take much for that, but yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, no, I'm just looking forward to seeing this is the Hoosiers coach. It's his first year, so we'll see what he can do. So his first Power 5 gig, so.
That's always exciting. Anytime you get a new coach, you start getting feelings that you know maybe this guy is the guy that can lead us into the light, right? But it doesn't sound like you feel that way. You're thinking 6-6, which actually I don't know. I guess that's about the expectation anyway. But
yeah, well he has a good winning record, you know, but not at a Power 5 level. But I mean, we'll just see what they can do. So Big Ten expansion in this. So after. Oh, what is it? Not this next game, but the other game they play UCLA at the Rose Bowl, and that's the first time that Indiana's played there since 1967. So,
damn,
yeah, a lot of excitement.
First time they played there since you were a little boy, huh?
Yeah.
I'm just guessing your age. I don't know. I'm just messing with you, but.
Yeah, I wasn't even a twinkle in my father's eyes at that time, I don't think.
Oh.
So.
I guess I thought you were older than you are. Sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah. Oh, no, you're fine. You're fine. I mean, but it could be deceiving on how old I sound, but I still get carded everywhere I go, so I still feel somewhat good about myself.
Oh, well, look at you. You're a young man.
Yeah. Not really, but they can think that. So, but yeah, no, they third game of the season, they go into conference play, then back into non-conference, then we go from there. So we still play Ohio State and Michigan this year, but I mean, hell, just give them a run for their money. That's all you can hope for. So
yeah.
But,
who do you play this week?
Friday they play Western Illinois at home.
Western Illinois.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, get another opponent off the prairie. So, yeah. No, we'll see what they can do. So, because it was basically a scrimmage who they played last week. They just played FIU. So, wasn't nothing really to get excited about, just to see what kind of product that we had, So,
Did you like what you saw?
yeah, I liked what I seen. It's basically, the majority of the transfers that IU has are all James Madison players that came over with Kurt Signetti. So, I mean, but hey, James Madison had a good team. I mean, just see what they can do. I mean, I'm not going to hold anything too high, but I think we can go to a bowl game because we have a manageable schedule. So, hell, they have 8 home games this year. So
You have 8 home games.
yeah, 8 home games.
Wow.
Yeah. So, they go to Ohio State this year, but I don't expect to win that game. I mean, on paper, Ohio State should be pretty good, but, with the guy they have at the helm as a coach, they'll just choke away. So,
Oh, you got an Indiana guy on here trashing Ohio. I like this guy. I knew I liked you.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's on here. He's on here trash talking Ryan Day in Ohio State.
With the money that they put in that damn program, you'd think, but that's just me. I'm not the head executive. If I was, everybody'd get fired, and I'd probably fire myself.
Boy, all the teams you could trash talk in the Big Ten, and you went right at the head of the snake, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's always going to be trash in Ohio State and Michigan.
Boy,
yeah,
I mean,
they kicked our ass, but still, I don't like them.
how long and how bad will Ohio State fans cry if they lose to Indiana at home?
They'll probably make up an excuse that the players were hungover, but I've seen hungover players still kick shit at somebody.
Yeah.
But who knows?
It'll be somebody else's fault other than it won't be Ryan Day's fault or the players' fault. It'll probably be the ref's fault or maybe your fault for calling in today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be my fault because Urban Meyer said Ryan Day was a good coach, so that's why he's a good fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's the truth. Yeah. So, yeah, no, it's exciting to see what this coach can bring. We just got to wait and see it. So, nothing too high. Just want to see a good competitive team on the field. Even if they get the shit beat out of them, I still want to see them knock the shit out of somebody. When you're down 50 points. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of depressing. What you just said, you're starting to sound like Clemson fans. So now Clemson fans are starting to sound like Indiana fans. This might be a reality check for your boy here. It doesn't matter if we lose. You're starting to sound like Dabo Swinney, too. Scoreboard don't matter. As long 5-star hearts. As long as we show up and compete, that's all that matters. As long as they graduate. Yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
We're not in
No. Please don't do it.
Yeah, well, we won't be in the conversation about that or me to talk highly about my program until we make, to a playoff or something. But
playoffs
right now.
Playoffs?
Yeah,
Ah, dang.
That's beyond my wildest dream. Just compete.
Well, they keep expanding the playoffs. So every year that goes by, you get closer and closer to being able to make the playoffs. So just keep your hopes up, buddy. I believe in you. I believe in the Hoosiers too. I think, I don't know, you probably won't beat Ohio State, but I think you'll cover the spread. I think you'll cover the 42 points. I'll bet on you.
Yeah.
You'll cover the 42.
Hopefully we can see that happen. So, yeah, maybe in my lifetime we might beat them. So, who knows? I mean, if Ryan Day's still there, anything's possible. So.
That's true. As long as Ryan's Day is there, anything is possible. You are right about that, sir.
Yeah. But no, I figured I'd call and check in. I haven't done it in a while. And, so, but other than that, hopefully your team, they get a bounce back. How many non-con games do they have until they play a conference game?
2 more. 2 more.
2 more.
Yeah.
Yeah, who's their first conference game?
Florida State, I think.
Oh, Shit. Yeah.
I don't know. I forget now. They play Florida State, or I think they played Florida State week 5, so it might be Wake Forest or something before that.
Yeah. Do you all play Notre Dame this year?
Who? What?
Clemson.
Do they play another what?
Do they play Notre Dame this year?
Oh, no, not Notre Dame.
Okay.
Uh-uh.
Yeah. I thought I'd seen something saying they did, but I could be wrong. So, yeah.
No, it's a good thing they don't. It's a good thing they don't, too, because Notre Dame looks very good. So I'm actually happy about that.
Yeah. As of right now, they do. So, yeah. But we'll just see. You know, we played 2 teams off the West Coast this year that's in our conference. What a fucked up world we're in. So, yeah.
Yeah, we do play the tree though for the first time. I don't know. I'm assuming maybe they played 100 years ago. I can't remember in my lifetime Clemson ever playing Stanford. Somebody in the chat will let me know. When, if ever, was the last time Clemson played Stanford? Actually, I do think they have played them at some point. I just can't remember what year it was. Maybe in the 70s or early 80s. I don't remember. But
well, yeah, that's like IU going to the Rose Bowl to play UCLA. The last time they went to the Rose Bowl was when they played in the Rose Bowl against USC.
There we go. See, told you. 1986, Clemson played Stanford.
O.J. Simpson was playing for the Troop Corps, so was the head coach of IU.
I said 1986. The chat always helps me out with the years here. 1986, Clemson played Stanford. So they played them for the first time in 30-something years, 38 years.
We'll play the Mighty Tree. There you go.
And Clemson won, too, by the way. And they're going to win this time because Stanford's terrible.
Oh, shit. So, I couldn't remember the last time Stanford was good in football. They used to be, but fuck, hell.
Well, 10 years ago, under David Shaw, they had some runs there.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey. They were good. They made some New Year's Six bowl games. They were good. They don't care about football anymore, apparently, though. I don't know what's going on with it. Boy, Florida State better watch out. They might end up like Stanford.
Yeah. Is Stanford like the only team they're playing like the newest addition to the ACC that Clemson's playing this year?
Huh?
Is Stanford the only team Clemson's playing this year that's the newest addition to your conference?
Yeah, they don't play either Cal or SMU. No. Yeah, Stanford's the only one.
Damn, I still can't get over them teams being in the ACC. But like I said,
well, they didn't really have a choice. I mean, the Pac-12 went away, and so they were just kind of fishing around for anybody that would take them. And of course, the ACC is stupid enough to take them, so they did.
Yeah, well, this could be a freaking conversation to the end of time. Yeah, with conference expansions, they don't make sense, but the money does to them. So that's just what it boils down to.
I mean, actually, financially, it was a good idea for Stanford because they're going to make more money in the ACC than they were making before. But
oh yeah, definitely, yeah. I was just curious how many teams are left in the Pac-12, which they're non-existent.
Well, there's 2.
Yeah. So what are they just converting to Mountain West?
They're playing basically a Mountain West schedule. Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen with them.
Yeah. Hell, all the coaches have left the Pac-12 too. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
All right.
Oh well, we'll just wait and see what this season brings. That's all we can do.
Yeah. Well, good luck to your Hoosiers this week and this season. I'll be watching.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah. I'll try to be watching too in my dreams too. So.
Yeah. All right. All right, buddy. Well, it's good to talk to you.
Hey, you too, man. Hey, God bless you, and we'll catch you next time.
All right, buddy. Good talking to you. Old Hammer and Hoosier calling in. Funny, though. No NC State callers. No Virginia Tech callers. Who else am I missing here? We did have a Florida State caller. Yeah. Look who's still here. You still here?
I'm just hanging around listening.
Do you not have YouTube app?
Yes, I do.
You can listen on there, and you can chat too. It's a really cool feature.
I
Like
just
when you pull
prefer
up
this one
when you pull up the YouTube app and you click on the live stream, you can see like there's a chat section, and you can like actually type. Do you know how to type?
I do, but this is just way more funner.
This is way more fun. Just sitting in the back room's fun.
Yeah, because listening to all the nice callers.
Yeah, you can listen. You can listen to those on YouTube too. You know that?
Yeah, but this, like I said, this is way more fun.
This is more fun. Just sitting in the back room's fun.
Ah, man, this is fun. No, I'm just relaxing back here.
Do you know that people like you make me question why I even do this?
Honestly, yes, but no. Because you do it because you got beloved fans that like your channel, which I'm one of them. But that's just my opinion. Where's Nate the Great? I thought he was going to come on here and talk his stuff. Hello? uh, 6-star dummy.
Oh, what's up? You're on with Pete.
Hey, how's it going, dude?
Hey, how's it going?
That last caller was ridiculous, in my opinion. But
He's having a great time. So I guess I succeeded. He's having a great time.
yeah, but I wanted to. We'll talk some deeks if you want, but
yeah, let's do that.
Super chat about Club Nick.
Yeah,
I agree with you, Maffa. See,
I think I'm cursed. I don't know if I said enough Hail Marys this week or whatever. Catholic guilt. Mike, you there, buddy?
No comprende. No speaking English.
Mike? Mike?
all right, maybe not.
No, there he is.
You there?
There?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up, man?
No, but I don't know. What did you objectively think about Club Nick? Just him individually.
I don't think he played terrible. I mean, he played terrible all last year, and he played better than he did last year.
Yeah.
That's about all I can say. I mean, did he play great? No. I mean, he missed a couple of easy throws that he should have made. The biggest thing with him, though, is he didn't make any like bonehead decisions, and didn't put the ball in any danger. which is what he did every single game last year. And also, I don't think I've mentioned this yet. Last year, he was just doing throwing right to his first read. This year, against Georgia, a very good defense, he was going through his progressions. And so he's definitely taken a step forward. How that will translate from here on out, I don't know. But I did see some things that actually surprised me, because I was expecting him to play pretty bad, honestly. I was looking forward to him, putting the ball on the ground a couple times, throwing multiple interceptions, and he didn't do that. So, yeah, I mean, I was happy with his overall performance, if that's what you're asking.
You go. Comprende. You've been here for an hour.
Well, we were going to talk about some Wake Forest football, but apparently Mike is having problems with his, I don't know if it's his microphone or his phone connection. I don't know. Or maybe a combination of the both.
Wait, can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes. All right, well, that's going to do it for the call-in show tonight, everybody. Before I lose my patience, I do appreciate all the callers, though, and all the people that support the show. Thanks for the super chats and all that. Hit the thumbs up on your way out if you haven't already. YouTube really cares, even though I don't. Anyway, I'll be back Friday morning at 11 a.m. for the midday show on my second channel. And my streaming schedule, I'm definitely streaming the Clemson game on the ACC network at 8 p.m. on Saturday. And I'll probably do another one on Saturday as well. I don't know quite yet. I'll let you guys know by Friday exactly what my plans are as far as streaming goes. Anyway, all right, everyone, have a great rest of your Wednesday night. Your boy is checking out.